Hello, boys and girls. All right, so I was looking at this place value quiz that we all completed, and I noticed that some of the questions had similar responses that everybody got wrong. So I took some of those questions and we're going to go over them. We are going to focus on place value, and then we're going to move into expanded word and number form. Okay? So first and foremost, I'm here with Tallulah. There she is. She's happy that I'm home. Tyler is inside with his teacher on the computer also. Okay, so a number is given below, 136 and 2500s. Again, that's 136 and 2500s. I'm going to take that number and I'm going to plug it into my place value chart. I have 136 and 2500s. Now I'm using my place value chart as a tool to see which digit is identified with what value. It's important to understand the value of each digit when reading a question that has to do with place value. I'm going to reread my question 3 times like we always do, using cues. Okay. In a different number, the 6 represents a value which is 1/10 of the value of the 6 in the number above. What value is represented by the 6 in the other number? Okay, so this is the given number, 136 and 2500s. We don't know the different number. Okay, we don't know what the other number is. We only know that the 6 represents a value which is 1/10. So that's 1/10 of, this is not easy to do, the value in this number, right? The 6 above. So what value is represented by the 6 in the other number? So I'm going to take my yellow crayon and I'm going to circle the 6. Now, units represents ones place. So I'm going to write 1, the ones place. 136 and 2500s. So now that I did all those steps, I'm going to go back to my word problem. In a different number, we do not know that number. The 6 represents a value which is 1/10 the value of the 6 in the number above. What value is represented by the 6 in the other number? So I'm going to use my think aloud strategy, and I'm going to say, all right, here's my place value chart. I represented my 6 in my place value. It's in my ones place. What we know about place value is that when we move to the left, it gets 10 times larger. And as I move to the right, it gets 1/10 of the value. So that means it's smaller. Sorry, guys, it's really hard to write with this with my finger and not a smart pen. Okay, so we're looking for a number 1/10 smaller. So the problem was, and I noticed this in the past, that when we have a decimal point, we oftentimes get confused that a number can still go here because decimals represent parts of wholes. If I was looking for a 6 that represented 1/10 the value, which is 1/10 of the value of the 6 in the number above, your number would be in your tenths place. It would not go to your tens, because this would mean if you put your 6 here, it would be bigger. You want a number that is 1/10 of the 6 we have, which is smaller. So, who knows the answer? Me, 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 me. Your answer is 6/10. If you pick 6/10, you thought or you misread the question, being that you found a number that was 10 times greater, not 1/10 the value of 6 ones. Now recheck your work, see the answer that was released to you, and look at the number that you picked. If you picked 6/10, which is D, you looked at the value of the unknown number as being 10 times greater than the 6. We were looking for 1/10 smaller than the given digit. Okay? Okay, moving on. Now, here's another place value number. I want you to think back into September, October, November, December, January, February. All the lessons we've done on place value. What is a strategy Ms. Camastro always says when solving with a number that's listed in expanded form? Now, if we don't remember what expanded form is, expanded form gives the value of a digit and the value of its place in the number system. So, again, we have the value of the digit, which is 2, and its place value location, which is in the hundredths place. If I was going to use a strategy, which is solving each equation that's in the bracket first before I found my number, right? We know that we could do this by just how the form of this number is, okay? So our question says, what number is equivalent to the expanded form shown below? Strategy that I always use is, I'm going to pick a nice font that I like, because you know I'm all about my fonts. All right, maybe we'll get on the same. No, we're not going to stop moving. It's totally frozen. All right, this works. All right. So our first expression in our parenthesis is 2 times 100. 200. My next number is 3 times 1, which is 3. Now, when I move to my decimal form, I have 4 times 1/10. So if I am multiplying 4 times 1/10, I have a decimal with a 4, because the first place value after your decimal is your tens place. Plus 3 times 1,000 is, 3. Okay? This would be the number written out by solving the number in each parentheses before you're going to combine each equation into standard form. Does 2 times 100 match 200? Yes. Does 3 times 1 match 3? Yes. Does 4 times 1/10 match 4/10? Yes. Does 3 times 1,000 match 3,000? Yes, it does. All right, now, in order to correctly put these numbers together, I'm going to get my purple crayon. I'm going to put 200, 3, 4, and sorry, it's really hard to draw inside these lines. Okay? When I combine them, I now have 200, 3, and 403,000. Does this answer match any of our answers on our screen? What answer choice is it? It does not match A. Here we go. We have B. 203 and 403 thousandths. Check. Now say to yourself, when I check this work with Miss Camastro's work, what answer did I pick? If I picked a different number, you have to evaluate why. Did you write your numbers out? Did you put them in a place value chart? Did you use your strategies correctly to get the right answer? All right, last question of our lesson. Okay, we're going to combine those two review questions and we're going to work with a new number. Why is Miss Camastro working with a new number? Well, let's see, because a lot of people are still struggling with these concepts. Let's leave it in Arial because it keeps breaking. 12. Okay. I have the number 3,045 and 237 thousandths. I have a decimal point. So when I break this number apart to look at each value of my digit in my place value chart, I'm going to put each digit in my place value chart to see its value and how much it's worth. Then I can write it in expanded and word form. Okay. So first, I have 3,000. Just bear with me because this is not that easy to do on a keyboard. I have 3,000. I have 3 in my thousands place. So we broke up my digits. We have 3,000. Do we have a number in my hundreds place? I do not. I have a 4 in my tens place, which is equivalent to 40. So I'm going to put my 40 just like that. 4 tenths or 41s. And I have my 5 in my ones place. Again, units represents ones. I now broke up my whole numbers into my place value chart so I can see how it's broken up. Because 3,045 together says that, but broken up, each digit has a value that's represented by its place value system. Now, when we look at my decimal point, I have 3 digits here. I have a 2, a 3, and a 7. Okay? So I have 2 tenths. 2 tenths. 30 thousandths. Sorry, I made a mistake. Scratch that. I have 3 hundredths. And I have 7 thousandths, okay? So what do we notice that changes when we go from a thousands with a whole number to a thousands in a decimal? My thousandths in my decimal is much smaller than my thousands in my whole number. We could see the progression or the slant and how my digits move, my zeros move, and the value of each. All right. Let's write this number in expanded form. Starting with thousands. I have 3 times 1,000 plus 4 times 10, plus 5 times 1. My whole number. Now, with my decimals, I'm going to be writing it a little different because it's part of a whole. So it's a fraction in expanded form. We did not write my expanded form in exponential notations over here. We're going to do that after. First, I just wanted to write it like this. Now I have 2 times 1/10, parentheses, plus 3 times 100th plus 7 times 1,000. So this would be an appropriate way to write 3,045 and 237 in expanded form. You can also write your whole numbers using exponents, but I'm not going to do that right now because of the way it writes in exponent form and because the crayon is very sloppy. My word form would be 3,045 and 237 thousandths. So we have expanded form, word form. Right, I don't want to leave this out. I'll go back and add this in exponent form. I have 3 times 10 to the power of 3 plus 4 times 10 to the power of 1 plus 5 times 1, 10 to the power of 0, parentheses, okay? And this would be the same. All right, so those are some examples. This would be my number form. Standard word number form. We have 3,045 and 237 thousandths. Okay, that was a lot of work, huh, guys? Pretty exhausting. You guys are doing great, though. So, we looked at writing this number in 3 different forms, expanded word and standard form. We went over 2 of your problems that you had on your place value check-in assignment. I'm going to save this. I'm going to upload this for tomorrow's Miss Camastro morning video, right? What do I have it on in here? It is listed as, hold on, classroom. Hold on. Miss Camastro warm-up video. This is the Miss Camastro warm-up video, okay? What is tomorrow's date? Tomorrow's the 26th. Right? So this is scheduled for tomorrow. I want to post this video on that assignment. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'll see you tomorrow.